Hello, Scott here, and this is Mastering of the Mind, Body, and Soul. For my return viewers, thank you, and for coming back and watching another video. For all my new viewers, welcome. Hopefully, you're going to see or hear something that resonates with you, and if it does, please like, comment, and share. I have 8 previous videos uploaded to this channel, and I would like you to go back and look at those videos. It'll bring you up to speed of where we're at in this particular video. For all you return viewers, I encourage you to go back and view those videos as well, because the first time around there may have been something that you either missed or that maybe did not understand. And it always helps to review something to make sure that you've understood what has been presented. Over the last several weeks, we've been talking about the Pac-Man model, the parent, the adult, and the child. The parent is our programming part of our personality and makes us who we are. We're influenced by parents, peers, TV, radio, internet, printed media, etc. The adult is our rational thinking and intellect, our logic. The child is the basic feelings and emotions. Last week we talked about the adult and breaking habits and what you needed to do to effectively make better decisions. This week we're going to be talking about the child part of the personality, which is the feelings and emotions. Feelings and emotions, they make wonderful servants, but they make very poor masters. If you base a lot of your decisions on a feeling or emotion, you're not going to be making the best decisions. So that's the reason why we want to stay in our adult and base our decisions on rational thinking and intellect. Now, the feeling and emotions that most people can identify with when we get upset is anger. And I'm not an artist, but I did my best to try to draw a tree with the trunk and the limbs. And below the ground, we have the roots. And the roots of anger have, I call the big three. That's fear, hurt and pain, and sadness. When you're feeling any of these ways, that's what brings about anger. And for me, I've dealt with anger most of my life, and I've gotten better at handling it in a more positive way. But for me, anger and trust issues have been a significant problem for me throughout the course of my life. And along with that, I was also dealing with abandonment issues, and that definitely had a big impact upon my personality and who I became. And it's difficult once you get into a way of thinking that becomes habitualized to make a change. My anger, my issues with trust and abandonment all came about as a result of self-talk. Self-talk is going to become an important for us as we move on through the thinking part of mastering the mind, body, and soul. Self-talk is that conversation that we carry on inside of our mind. It's what we're telling ourselves that creates our thinking and our feelings. And if you look on the board here, we have the self-talk, which is the anger, and that is brought on by the thinking, and that is a result of our program. So you're beginning to see how all of these things are connected. It's kind of like a puzzle. The more pieces of the puzzle you put together, the more the picture that becomes evident. And as we progress through this mastering of the mind, body, and soul, hopefully you're going to get a better understanding of that. And you have 3 C's of life. You have the choices, chances, and changes. So first, you must make a choice. You got to decide that your life as it is now is not where you want it to be. And you've got to make a choice that you want change to occur in your life. And then you've got to take a chance. And taking a chance, sometimes there's fear of that. And that's that first feeling right there. The fear of failure or the fear of the unknown. And that keeps people from taking that chance. But if you don't make a choice and you don't take a chance, you're never going to change. And if you want to keep on getting what you're getting, then you're going to keep on doing what you're doing. I don't know about you, but I was not happy with my life and the direction of the life, the way my life was going. So that is the reason why I wanted to embrace the change process. While it can be painful and it can hurt, it is necessary for me to become a better version of myself, and necessary for you to become a better you. And hurt and pain can either be physical or it can be psychological. And the psychological pain is probably worse than the physical pain. We all wear a mask, okay? We show one side of ourselves to family, friends, coworkers, or people in general. And then there's that other side that we keep hidden, that we want no one to ever see. And until you get real and you remove that mask, you're still going to be plagued with the hurt and the pain. And sometimes looking at ourselves objectively and critically is not an easy thing to do. And when you're not feeling good about yourself and you're feeling sad, then it's difficult to get the energy and the motivation to enter that change process and change those things in your life that need to be altered. And for me, what is anger? It's a punishment you give to yourself for somebody else's mistakes. So if you're allowing your self-talk to be negative, then that's going to create the feelings and the anger that you have within you. And as I said, feelings and emotions are wonderful servants but poor masters. They will get you to say and do things that you are going to regret. And once a word are said, you can't take them back. It is what it is. And words hurt. And hurt people hurt people. And to stop hurting others, and more importantly, to stop hurting ourselves, we have to address the issue of anger and what are the roots of that anger. And it can be different for each and every one of us. But anger, if you think of it as an umbrella, anger is the umbrella, and what is underneath it is the other associated feelings and emotions that go along with anger. Under that umbrella could be aggravation, it could be annoyance, it can be a whole myriad of emotions that fit underneath that umbrella of anger. And I'm not going to really stretch out this video much longer because I'm going to get into the nuts and bolts of feelings and emotions next week. Talk a little bit about myself and how my past experiences have brought about my anger. But I always like to leave you with a motivational uh, piece. And today's motivational piece is not very long, but it's food for thought and something you should think about. And it is that God gave us two ends. One is to sit on, and one is to think with. Success depends on which end we use most. Heads we win, tails we lose. And I always like to use acronyms, and today's acronym is THINK. You've got to change the way you think. And there are 5 elements to this that form the letters THINK. The first one, is it true? Whatever it is you're saying or doing, is it true? 2, is it helpful? Whatever you're thinking about, is it helping you or hurting you? If it's hurting you, then you have to let it go. 3, is it inspiring you? Is it making you a better you? Is it making you a better person? Is it making the world around you better? 4, is it necessary? There's a lot of things that we are self-talking about that is not necessary to vocalize, because if we verbalize it, vocalize it, is it helping or hurting people as a result of that? And 5, is it kind? Is what we're saying or what we do uh, helping to nurture our relationships, or is it creating conflict and chaos and hurting people? Words leave scars, and those scars, can stay with a person for an entire lifetime. And that's what I'm trying to overcome now. But in closing, as I always do, I would like to encourage you to do an act of kindness. Let's leave this world in a better place than the way we entered it. And remember that teamwork makes the dream work, that believe it to achieve it. And each and every week, I'm going to keep saying this until you believe it yourself. I believe in you. I believe you can make the change that you need to make yourself a better version of you. And I want you to believe in you as well. Once you start believing in yourself and actually believing that you can do those things that you've been fearful of, then that's where success begins. So until next week, may God bless you, and much love and light.